You're watching CTOM TV. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, so there's three different mechanisms, as you mentioned. There's fusion genes, mutations, and overexpression. So all of these processes have one result. Well, one basic result is they cause genes that are supposed to be turned off, they cause them to be turned on. And they can also cause genes that are supposed to be turned on, off. So genes that are supposed to be turned on, but are turned off are tumor suppressor genes that protect you from cancers. And genes that are supposed to be turned off, but accidentally get turned on are what we call oncogenes. So a fusion gene is a type of oncogene. And what happens here is the component of a gene, in other words, the control region that turns a gene on and off. Think of it like a light switch. It's like the light switch of the gene. So when you flick the switch, the gene gets turned on. And when you flick it off, the gene gets turned off. In a fusion gene, what happens is the switch to a gene that is supposed to be on all the time gets attached to, gets crossed over and attached to the gene that is supposed to be turned off. So often the genes that are oncogenes are typically genes that are involved in growth and development in your embryonic state. So when you're in your embryonic state and you need to have your fingers grow a certain length, then certain genes get turned on, and they get turned on to the point where your fingers will grow to a certain length, or certain bones will grow, or certain organs will grow. And then after that, once you become an adult, those genes are turned off and they're never turned on again unless you need to replace certain tissues. So they'll be turned on briefly to replace certain tissues. This is also equivalent to what we call the wound healing process. So in fusion genes, what happens is these genes that are going to grow, are going to create more cells to grow a finger or replace a tissue that's been damaged, such as scar tissue or something. These genes that are only supposed to be turned on briefly get attached to the control region for a gene that's turned on all the time. And then this gene ends up being turned on all the time when it's not supposed to. And so the consequence of that is it causes cells to constantly grow and reproduce. And basically that's what cancer is, a cell that is constantly reproducing, and these cells go throughout the body and create metastasis and plug up organs. And that's basically what cancer is.
Thank you for watching CTOM TV. Subscribe below and stay informed.